Atomic Habits by James Clear is a self-help book that explores the transformative power of small habits and how they can lead to significant personal and professional development. The central thesis of the book revolves around the idea that tiny changes, when consistently practiced, can accumulate into remarkable results. Clear delves into the science of habit, breaking down their formation and impact on behavior. He introduces the concept of atomic habit, which are the small fundamental routine that shapes our lives. Throughout the book, Clear provides practical strategies for building positive habits and breaking detrimental ones, emphasizing the importance of understanding cue, craving, responses, and reward in the habit loop. The narrative is woven with engaging anecdotes, scientific studies, and real-life examples that illustrate the principle of habit formation. The author draws from diverse fields including psychology, neuroscience, and sociology to offer a comprehensive guide for individuals seeking to improve their habit. And this could be whether in the area of personal development or in business, for example, like as we are considering today. So whether in personal growth, health, or professional success, Atomic Habit serves as a roadmap for individuals and businesses alike who want to harness the power of small changes and create a positive ripple effect in their life. Welcome to Learning from the Masters. I am Obehi Ewanfoh, author of the Storytelling Mastery, a 5-part book series that takes you by the hands through the journey of storytelling. This series is dedicated to some of the greatest masters out there who have done their best and have left behind their masterpieces for us to learn from while refining our own skills. To learn more, join our Storytelling Mastery for businesses at academy.aclasses.org/storytelling mastery. You can also pick up any of the 5 books on aclasses.org or any other place you prefer online. Now back to the presentation. Now here are the 5 lessons from the book, and make sure you pay attention to every single one of them. Lesson 1. Start small to build big. In Atomic Habit, James emphasized the power of starting with tiny habits to achieve remarkable results over time. In a business context, this lesson suggests that small, consistent action can lead to significant change over time. Application in business. For instance, consider a company wanting to enhance its customer service. Instead of aiming for a massive overhaul, start with small improvements like personalized greetings, quick response time, or simplified processes. Over time, these small changes can accumulate into a remarkable transformation in customer satisfaction and loyalty. You see, one thing that is really difficult for a lot of people, why they want to change and remain the same, because they look at change as something very difficult for them to do. But when you explain that to them, that they can actually do it gradually, like taking it one step at a time, then it becomes easy for them to understand that the change is not really going to break everything immediately. It's like taking one step at a time. It's like maybe you are going to travel 50 kilometers. You look at it, 50 kilometers is very long a distance to go, depending on the situation. But if you break that 50 kilometers down to maybe one step at a time, which is actually the truth at the end of the day, because nobody do 50 kilometers at once. Even if you were maybe inside a jet, the fastest jet in the world, the fastest jet in the world cannot do 50 kilometers at once. It takes it 1 mile at a time. So look at it like that also, that you, no matter where you are going, whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to grow your business, whether you want to undergo a journey, you want to travel from one country to the other, or from one city to the other, or you want to improve in whichever area you need this improvement, or you want to succeed, whatever success means to you, Look at it that you are going to take it one step at a time. When you do it like that, the entire process becomes easier for you. And as you undergo these changes, it becomes easier for you because you begin to grow your muscle. You begin to understand that you are gradually gaining your momentum. That is easier than just looking at maybe the 100 kilometers you are going to go or the drastic change that is going to happen at the end of the day. So don't look at it like that. Look at the simple step that you are going to take one step at a time. If you do that, it becomes easier for you and it becomes more attainable because there is nobody who cannot take one step. But the truth of the matter is that you can only travel 50 kilometers at one step at a time. After that step, you will take another step, another step, another step, and another step again. That is how you do 50 kilometers. You see, the adage has it that how do you eat an elephant? Nobody can eat an elephant at once. The lion cannot eat an elephant at once, but they take it down one piece at a time. By the end of the day, you finish to eat an elephant, including the bone if you want to crack it, because you are doing it one bit at a time. That is what essentially we are talking about here, irrespective of what you are doing. Set your goal, but take it one bit at a time. What is lesson number 2? Make habit obvious. This is very important. Now, Claire stresses the importance of making habit obvious for effective change. And of course, this is talking again about responsibility, making sure that you are doing what you say you want to do. It's not random. You are not just suddenly there. You are taking steps that you say you want to take, and you are making it obvious that this is really what you want to do. So make it clear, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying to you, because your mind needs to understand that you really intentionally are doing this and there is a reward for it. You are not just doing it, but there is a goal, there is an intention for it, and there is a reward when you eventually make it happen. So what can be the application in business? Well, in a business setting, this can be applied to communication strategies. What do I mean? If a company is trying to promote a new product, ensure that the key feature and benefit are clearly communicated through various channels. And this makes it easier for customers to understand and remember why they need this product. Because they're not just looking at the product, they are looking at what the product or service can do for them. Now remember that people don't just buy the product because of the product. They buy the product because of the benefit, because what they are going to get from the product. You buy a television, it's not just for the television, it's because the television is going to allow you to see the information that pass through the television, whether in the form of news, you are going to watch Netflix, or whatever is it that you are going to use your television to see. You buy a car, it's not just for the car. The car is going to help you do something easier, like you are going to travel 50 kilometers. Now, if you were to travel 50 kilometers on a barefoot, of course, I remember, for example, going to a far distance in the farm to cultivate. So we have to travel several kilometers to go there to cultivate the land. When we go there to harvest maybe cassava or yam, we have to travel several kilometers with all the loads on our head. Of course, it was very tedious because there was no other alternative. You cannot cultivate very close to the village because those lands have been overly used. It doesn't give much yield. For that, we have to travel to a place very far. The place we were going to, places like Obehi. If you are from Amedokan, for example, you would know what I'm talking about. That is where we used to go. If at the day my father died, I remember I went with my brother. We went there very early in the morning before the day break. We went there to harvest cassava because people were beginning to gather in our house. So we were told to go there to bring cassava. That day, we went and we returned before daybreak, even though it was very far. Because for us, it was no longer difficult because we are used to it. We do this all the time. So when my brother told us that, hey, wake up, it's time to go to Obehi to bring cassava from the farm, We already calculated, okay, it was very far, but we already break it down. Then we're going to move from Amedokian Road to then we get to Ugbesi, then we get to Obeko, then from there we trek down. We already just calculated how it was going to be for us. And by the time we talk along the way now, everything becomes easier. But remember, even though it is very far, we are taking it down one step at a time. So even if you are in a car, which is the reason why you bought your car, you are still going to take it one step at a time. So what I'm essentially saying here is that you are reducing the distance you are going to go on your barefoot with the service of a car. It is not just because of the car itself that you bought the car. It is what the car is going to do for you that you bought the car. So the car is going to allow you to travel your journey easier. It's going to make it more comfortable for you. Inside, you're going to maybe play music. You are going to be enjoying it. You are going to be cruising. You are not going to be walking on your foot, on your barefoot like we did, traveling several kilometers in the village at the time. So the enjoyment that the car gives to you is why you are buying the car. So this is what you are going to communicate to your audience, that it's not just the product that they are buying, it is the features, the benefit that the product is going to give to them. So this needs to be clear to them. You need to make it clear when you are communicating to your audience. Now, lesson number 3, use temptation building. What does that mean? Now you can see this like almost tricking your mind. That is essentially what it is at the end of the day. And what Claire is telling us here is that by pairing up our less enjoyable task with a more enjoyable one, we can make the less enjoyable task more appealing, thereby increasing our motivation to complete it. Now, how do you apply this in your business? Well, in translating this to your business scenario, consider employee training session. Pairing a necessary training program with an enjoyable activity like team building exercises or gamified learning, you can make the process more enjoyable and appealing. This not only improves knowledge retention, but also create a positive association with learning and developing within the company culture. And you can never underestimate what this will mean, because of course, this is just an example in your business, and you can apply it in many areas, in whichever area you want to apply, whether in business or in your self-improvement. Because remember that this book is not only for business, it's for self-improvement. It's for the entire human being, for the human being who want to improve. In life, we are always improving, we are always growing, we are always moving from one step to the other. We are always striving to become a better version of ourselves. This is entirely what it means. Of course, when you become a better version of yourself, you can use that in whichever area that you want, whether for your business, for your leadership, for communication, for better service of other people, for becoming a politician, for becoming a religious leader, for example. Whatever you want to use your skill for, you can use it. But what is important is that you learn how to develop a better habit to become a better version of yourself. That's an important lesson to go home with, and make sure you remember that. Lesson 4, emphasize immediate reward. Now here, Claire emphasizes the importance of immediate reward to reinforce positive habit. This is set on the background that immediate and satisfying reward reinforces positive habit. This helps create a sense of fulfillment upon completing a task loop. We are talking about atomic habit, and this is one of the best ways to go about it, in that you emphasize your immediate reward by the time you complete the task. So that you are telling the brain that, okay, we are not just suffering doing things for the purpose of suffering. There is a reward at the end of the day. So as your brain concentrates on that reward, you do the necessary for you to get to that reward. Now, I can share an example with you. There was a time I was actually learning how to wake up much easier. And what I did is that, okay, I set my alarm to ring. I remember that I wake up easier with less effort when I realized that when I wake up, I am going to do breakfast. Maybe this could even be something as simple as just making a cup of tea in the morning before I jump to my computer to work. And this is because I'm employed somewhere, but I'm also working on my business. Either I have what I'm working on, whether I'm writing a new book, or I'm designing a course, or I'm building a website, or either I'm doing it for myself or I'm doing it for another person who is going to pay me. For me to be able to do it means I need to wake up early. Otherwise, if I wake up late, then I need to wake up and go to my work in my 9 to 5. So I will never have the time to be able to work on myself or work on my business. So which means now that I need to wake up earlier, sacrifice part of the time I was supposed to sleep. I am taking some time for rest to be able to do hard things. That is how my brain is imagining it. So what I'm not telling the brain now is that don't worry, when we wake up, we're going to enjoy, we're going to have a cup of tea. As my alarm ring in the morning, maybe at 4 o'clock, my mind now, instead of concentrating on the suffering of sitting maybe in front of my computer writing, my mind remember that I'm going to have a cup of tea. So my cup of tea now trick my mind to not concentrate on the work, but concentrate on the enjoyment. But of course, I am going to be doing my work while I am doing the enjoyment. So this is what we're actually talking about here, is that we need to let our mind know that there is going to be an enjoyment, not just the work. Otherwise, our brain is going to imagine that we are just going to work, and nobody wants to work. Our brain doesn't want to put us to any type of stress. All the part that is going to lead to enjoyment is what the brain is going to tell us. But we are going to use our brain now instead of letting the brain use us. That is an important thing that we must pay attention to. Now, how do you apply this in your business? This can be applied by showcasing quick win or immediate benefit of a product or service. For instance, a software company launching a new product can highlight how users will experience immediate efficiency gain, saving time and resources. And if we go back to the example I was giving before about the car, somebody who bought a car, the person is not just buying a car because of the fancy of it. Is buying a car because of the service, because of the reward you are going to get from having a car. Or maybe, for example, let's say you are having a business where you are going to be successful at the end of the day, you are going to have a lot of money. But it's not just the money itself. Money is useless if it cannot do something for you. Instead, when you have a lot of money, you are going to be able to make positive decisions that can affect you, like buying houses, like being able to travel the world, like being able to help other people. Money is not a bad thing or a good thing. It depends on what you do with it. You can also have a lot of money, and because of that, you buy trouble for yourself. Either now you join maybe a criminal gang who are able to do all sort of criminal thing, and because of that one, you end up in trouble. It's not the money that is landing you in trouble. It is you, your ability to use that money that is landing you in trouble. Because you can also use your money to be helping a lot of underprivileged people in the world. So it is important that we understand that all these skills are important for us, and it is important for us to use correctly. So by emphasizing this immediate reward, the company can create a sense of instant gratification, making the product more appealing to the target audience, so that the audience, the people that are listening to your story or consuming your information, see what they are instantly going to benefit from being exposed to your product or your services. Therefore, they tell their brain, hey, let's go get it. Let's go get it for the purpose of the instant gratification. You are letting them understand that they are not just getting the product, giving you money, and you giving them something in return for the purpose of that return. No, but for the benefit that they are going to get by getting your product or services. They are getting your product for the services, not the product itself. And you need to communicate that to them. Otherwise, they're not going to get your product. They don't just want to give you money. They want something. That something is the benefit. What are they benefiting from getting your product other than the product itself? Now, number 5 is an important lesson for me. I think it is for you too, because it's talking about the art of habit stacking. Now, habit stacking involves integrating new habits into existing routines. Habit stacking is essentially a productivity and behavior change strategy that involves incorporating new habits into an existing routine by stacking them on top of each other. This idea, of course, is linked to a new behavior you want to adopt with a habit you already have. And this creates a natural association between the two activities. What do I mean by that? Now, let me give you an instance. If someone wants to develop a reading habit, they can stack it onto their existing habit of having a cup of coffee in the morning. And this is like what I was saying before, in that I wake up very early in the morning. Instead of my brain thinking of the work I'm going to do, like maybe instead in front of my computer, writing the title of the article I'm going to write without anything there, I'm going to crack my brain to bring out the information. I don't communicate that to my mind. I am telling my mind, hey, we are waking up, we are going to have a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee is a good thing. My mind is thinking about that. But right in me, I know that as I'm having a cup of coffee, I am going to be writing an article. Writing an article might be seen negative in my mind in that I am working, but having a cup of coffee is not. But by linking the two together, I'm able to do what I want, not allow my mind to use me. I'm using my mind for the objective that I have. So in this way, you can stack it up together. Having a cup of coffee is one task. Reading or writing is another task. Both of them can work together. So the cue, which is drinking coffee, will become the trigger to engage the new behavior, which is reading or writing a new article. And while you do this, you create an automatic association between the two activities. This is what this lesson is about. So habit stacking is a practical approach to building a series of small positive changes in one's daily life without overwhelming yourself with a complete overhaul of your routine. If you are told that you are going to lose 20 kilo and you are going to imagine that you're going to be carrying weight, you are going to be trekking to a place, for this reason you are going to lose 20 kilo, it might sound tedious and hard for you. But if you imagine now that as you are trekking along the street for the purpose of losing some kilo, you are going to plug some music on your ear, you are enjoying your music, you are tricking your mind now to think that, oh, that trekking is not actually a walk, it's not actually a difficult thing. You are going to be enjoying walking along the street. And now you have both tasks together. One is actually leveraging the other. And at the end of the day, you are able to lose your 20 kilo. Which is what you did, enjoying your music along nature. I don't know how many kilometers you want to trek for you to be able to lose that 20 kilo, and for how many days you need to do that. So as you are listening to music, as your mind imagine that you're going to be listening to music, you are also triggering the fact that you are going to be walking. Therefore, your mind doesn't associate your trekking or your walking as a negative or as a hard thing, but as an enjoyable thing, because in your walking, in your trekking, you are enjoying the music. And this can really be very effective if you know how to inculcate this in your habit. Now, what is the application in business? Well, in a business context, this could mean incorporating new practices seamlessly in an existing workflow. For example, if a company is implementing a new product management system, integrating it with the team daily stand-up meeting can establish a habit of using the new tool regularly. Because if the team is already starting up, maybe early in the morning to do some prayers, a brainstorming, and that is when you are introducing a new system, then it's not going to be difficult. But if the team have been sitting down before and now you are making them to stand up, there might be some resistance there. So by aligning the habit with existing routine, businesses can ensure a smooth transition and greater acceptance of change among employees. So the lesson I've shared with you today have immense value, but only if you apply them in your daily self-improvement routine and in a business environment especially. So I say that because nothing happens until you act, and the decision to act is on you, not on me. So choose what you want to do, and I wish you good luck whatever you choose. To learn more, join our storytelling mastery for businesses at academy.aclasses.org/storytelling.